Alright, so in order to make the sink, you're going to need some cardboard, and you're going to double that cardboard up, and then you are going to cover it up in whatever color you want the top to be. So if you want it marble, color it in marble. If you want it white, cover it up in white. I just covered it in white to show you guys here. Then you're going to need some matchboxes. You're going to glue those matchboxes underneath the sink after it is covered in whatever material you want to use for the top. You only need to do this if you want to add dressers to the bottom of the sink. As far as the sink bowls, I'm using water bottle caps. They make the perfect size for the sink bowls for 1/12 scale. I think I'm gonna go ahead and do the sides and the back of the counter first before I glue these in. So let's go ahead and do that first. So for the next part, you're gonna need some crafting wood, and don't worry, I will put all of the materials in the description below. But you're gonna need some crafting wood. I've used this crafting wood a lot. It's easy to cut with a box cutter. So that's why I use this wood. Alright, so we're going to start with the back of the sink. You're going to go ahead and glue that down to the crafting wood. When you glue it down, go ahead and take out these drawers because you don't want those to be glued down to the back as well, because you're going to want to be able to open those up. So take those out, and then you're just going to glue the back of that down. Okay, so once the back is on there, I'm showing you that there is a little space right here. So if you are going to be using white, you're going to want to cover that white back up. So whatever color you're using, or if you're using marble, whatever you're using, just cover that right back up. We are going to be doing this in wood. So I'm just showing you that if you are using something other than the wood, you're just going to cover that right back up with whatever color that you are using. So if you are using wood, you're just going to hot glue that down to the craft wood. So then after hot gluing that down, you're just going to cut that piece off also. So then you're going to have the back and then also the top of the sink done at this point. So after the top of the sink is done and the back of the sink is done, you're just going to repeat those steps to add the legs with the same craft wood that we used to do the top of the sink and the back of the sink. And so when that is done, it's going to look like this. So you have the top, back, and then the sides of the sink complete. Now what I did was I did place a piece of the craft wood in the front here. It made it look more cleaner, and then I also placed some more of the bamboo sticks that I used for the dressers, just for more stability with the dressers. So in the front there, those are bamboo sticks on the dressers, and then everything else is the craft wood. Now for the faucet and the handles on the dresser, I used these staples. They came inside some huge boxes, and I have a bag of junk that I found them in. So there's my bag of junk, and that's where I got the faucet and the handles that I'm going to be using. These came in like a bronze color. Of course, you can paint them any color you want, but I think I'm going to keep them a bronze color since I am doing a farmhouse style doll's house. So we're just going to keep it bronze, and these are the faucets and also going to be on the handles to the dressers. So when you add the legs, make sure it's long enough for the size doll that you are using. So once again, I will recommend you already having your doll so that you will be able to have the right size for your bathroom fixture. All right, and like I said before, on front of these dressers, it's bamboo sticks that I just cut, and then I just hot glued those onto the dressers. That's for more stability when you're pulling on the handles to the dressers. We're gonna use this as a stain. It actually works for small pieces of furniture. It is actually for, like, if you have a crack in some wood, you use it, but we're gonna use it as the stain for our miniatures. Get you a paint plate because this is very liquidy. So I do have me a paint plate. This isn't one of those things where you can just dip it in, your paintbrush, into the stain. You have to have a paint plate and pour that in there, and then you're just gonna begin to stain the piece of furniture that you just created. You can either leave the water bottle caps clear or you can paint them. I actually had some spray paint. It was actually supposed to be rose gold, but as you can see, it's more of a copper brownish color. So I actually used that to, let me get that hot glue spider web off. I actually used the spray paint because it looked more copper than rose gold to spray paint those bottle caps, and then you just glue those down with hot glue. Also, as for the handles, I used the same thing as I used for the faucets as the handles, and I just hot glued those into place also. Now, the reason why this is lighter than the rest of the sink, the drawers are lighter than the rest of the sink, is because I didn't put as much of the stain on the dresser drawers as I did with the rest of the sink. And I kind of think I like that look better than to go ahead and do it darker like the rest of the sink. I think I like it that way better. So this is the finished product of the sink. I'm just going to glue those fixtures on the back here, glue those in, and your sink is pretty much done. So yeah, that's that. Okay, now let's get into making this toilet. All right, so first you're gonna need the seat of the toilet. I am using the top of contact lenses containers. I'm using the top of those as the seat. You can also use water bottle caps for the seat. Then you're just gonna take some cardstock. You're gonna cut it to fit, you know, the doll that you do have. You're gonna cut that down to fit the size of the doll you have. And then you're gonna wrap that cardstock around whatever you're using for the seat of the toilet. You're just going to hot glue that around there, just like that. Alright, so once you're done wrapping that around, your toilet's gonna come out looking like this. Sort of like a smaller toilet paper roll. And here I'm just making sure that the doll that I have is the right size for the toilet. And then I'm just gonna make a second one, so I'm just gonna repeat the steps to do the second one. And so now your toilet should be looking like this. And then we're gonna move on to the next step of the toilet. So here I am putting some cardboard around the top of the toilet. Once again, this is cardboard. I cut it out just to make sort of like a more definition of the seat. So I just cut a piece of cardboard out and I'm sticking that around the top of the toilet, just like this. And so then once that is done, your toilet is going to be looking a little like this once you have glued that cardboard onto the top of the toilet. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking another piece of cardboard and I'm kind of making a half circle on that cardboard to give me the shape of the toilet top. So there, I just cut those out, and that once again, that is going to be the top of the toilet. Now what I'm doing is I'm taking the bottom of the toilet and I'm going to trace a circle onto the top that we just cut out, and there you see the circle. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to place hot glue along the edge of where that circle is. Now, once that is painted, it's going to give it more of a toilet look, which is why we're placing hot glue around that circle right there. What I'm doing here is I added another layer of cardboard to the top of the toilet, so I'm just going to cut that out. That's going to give it more stability for the lid of the toilet. Now what this is it's TAGBOARD paper, heavy duty. This paper is a little thicker than regular paper, and what I'm going to do with this is I'm going to cover that whole toilet up with this TAGBOARD paper. So once it's all covered in TAGBOARD, you can also paint these if you don't want to use TAGBOARD. But once it's all covered in TAGBOARD, you're going to stick the top of the toilet, the lid of the toilet onto the toilet bowl. How I did this is I used some paper clips here. What you're going to do is you're just going to unwind that paper clip here, unfold it out. And then once you unfold that out, you are going to be cutting this also. You're just going to stick one end of that into the toilet lid, and then you're going to stick the other end into the toilet bowl. Go ahead and use some wire cutters to cut off some of that paper clip, and then you can just go ahead and stick the lid back in, back onto the paper clip. And then you're just going to do that on the other side. We're going to do this twice so that the leftover paper clip you just cut off, you're just going to do the same. Stick it into the bowl or the lid, whichever you want to do first. Cut off some and then stick that on there. Now here I am using some very sharp pliers to make an indentation into the cardboard, because it was a little hard to stick the paper clip in there without getting a indentation in there. So I'm just sticking that in there so that I will be able to stick my paper clip in there more easier. As you can see here, I'm able to stick that in easier with the help of something very sharp. Be very careful when doing this dip. You do not want to cut yourself or poke yourself with any of these materials. So here, once again, I'm cutting that with a wire cutter, and then I'm sticking the lid on top. And so after you're done with that, you're just going to cover, you're just going to paint the top of the lid and the inside. You're going to paint that white. Then you're going to cover it up in Mod Podge or sealant, whatever you have. Just make sure that you do seal this so that none of the paint is scratching off. Now this is the toilet bowl cleaner. I did show you guys how to make the toilet bowl cleaner in my video. I think it's the one that has the cleaning items, which is 15 cleaning items in less than 30 minutes. Go watch that video to figure out how to make this. I will also link that video in the description. Alright, so now I'm going to show you how to make this standalone shower for your miniature. Alright, so this is very easy. You're just going to take some crafting wood and you're going to cut it out to the size that you want your shower to be, lengthwise or widthwise. And then you're going to take some plastic or acrylic and you're going to cut those out. here you see one side is taller than the other. I really didn't care about that. I don't think I'm gonna go ahead and cut that other side off. I think I'm fine with how that looks. And then you're just going to cut that out to size to fit, you know, the craft wood that you cut out for the bottom of the shower. Then inside of here, what I used was some bamboo sticks, and once again I just cut those out to size, and then I painted those. On the outside, I actually had to use some popsicle sticks, some bigger popsicle sticks, because I needed to cover, you know, the outside up, and it was a little bigger than what the inside consisted of. And then here, I just took a button, and that is going to be used as the drainage. And this actually is going to be fitting in next to a wall in the dollhouse. And then on the wall, I will add the soap dispenser and the shower head on the wall of the dollhouse. So here I'm going to be showing you how it looks after you stick the bamboo stick on the inside. You can just see the glue, which is why I placed the popsicle sticks on the outside and then painted those white. Alright y'all, so that is how we made all these bathroom fixtures. As you can see, I did change the nozzles from silver to like this copper color just to match the sink. And other than that, that is how you would do silver and also copper fixtures for these bathroom fixtures. So for all my miniature people out there, be sure to like and subscribe so that you don't miss when I start showing you how I make this dollhouse kit.